excuse me, when I first heard this morning that Shaquille O'Neal criticized Colin Kaepernick and what and around he did it with, I just had to just shake my head and say, well, what I've been right about Shaq the last 20 years, that he's a coon. And a lot of people are going to sit there and sports fans are going to defend Shaq, but that's separate Shaq the ball player from Shaq the coon to Shaq the coward. Now, I don't try to judge people's personal lives unless they out there judging other people or passing judgments and shit like that. But this guy can't talk about why somebody did something or why they doing it now. I don't ever recall Shaquille O'Neal taking a position on anything publicly worth noting in the black community. Now, if I'm wrong, you guys can point it out and point out that he's vocal about it and really vocal about it, then I apologize. But I don't recall. And I've watched NBA basketball for a minute, and there's not a lot of NBA ball players that's willing to speak passionately about our issues. They'll speak about breast cancer, they'll speak about Hispanic issues, they'll speak about little kids and stuff. They'll go out and give turkeys on Thanksgiving and Christmas. But when it comes down to talking about the issues that the black community, which NBA is predominantly black sport, black children watch NBA basketball in higher numbers than anybody else. They don't speak to our brothers and sisters. Now, I'm not saying they got to go in their pockets and give money. No, I'm saying remember where you come from. But how dare you go sit in mixed company? I don't care if they're liberal, conservative. I don't care how down they are or seem to be. You don't talk about another black man in mixed company like that. It's one thing if you're at home and you around some friends or something, you saying some things, but when you get on television, it takes on a different meaning, takes on a different kind of energy. He sat there and actually said, pulled that, my father's a veteran, no, excuse me, my stepdad's a veteran, I got uncles who are police officers. In many videos, I've stated about my veteran status, my father, my uncles, my cousins. I've talked about my brother and my other cousins and family members in law enforcement. And I said, I'm on a fence. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, I got to be on the side of truth and justice. If I had any inkling that a family member of mine was out there fucking around with people, I would have anything to do with them. Me and my brother had this conversation all the time. He said, you know what? He said, there's some guys out there that take it too far. There's some guys out there that have done some evil things. There are guys out there like myself that just want to protect people and come home. He said, but he said some of my people making it tough. On both sides. And I understand that. And that's the conversation that Colin's trying to have and so many other people have tried to have over the years. This is not just a recent phenomenon. When Shaq said this, what was that last year? What was that before that? What made him want to do this now? He used those same talking points that white people brought out. And I'm going to tell you why Shaq doing that. And I'm going to tell you why so many black folk are giving Colin this side eye. You have a darker skinned black man who ain't never spoke truth to power. Then you have a lighter skinned black man who has a white mother who's growing a fro who said, let me come out here and talk about some issues. Let me tell the United States of America, how dare y'all expect black folk to go around singing a song, waving the flag, and doing all this patriotism, superficial symbolism type shit. But the moment we say something about our lives mattering, y'all getting the tip to go crazy. All the incidents that have happened over the last 30 years, we just supposed to ignore. I mean, I didn't go back 40 years. I could easily go back 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90 years. But I said the last 20 or 30 years. Let's look at that. Here it is. They made a movie talking about O.J. Simpson, but we don't talk about Rodney King. Matter of fact, Rodney King became a joke. The Wayans family talked about him. D.L. Hughley talked. All these motherfuckers have talked about, can we all just get along? Remember that? We don't joke about it. Nobody else is paying. I'm waiting for somebody doing 9/11 joke. Oh, what did the guy say coming out the window? Ah, my hair's on fire. Splat. Oh, that'd be mean spirit, wouldn't it? But y'all had no problem making fun of Trayvon Martin. Y'all had no problem drawing cartoons. Saturday Night Live did a joke. It was too soon. And then y'all forget, just 2 years ago, Shaquille O'Neal made fun of a disabled man's physical appearance. I remember that black brother that Shaq was making fun of. You got kids, Shaq. Your kids ain't out the woods. As long as you're alive and your kids are alive, they're going to be seen as niggas. They ain't always going to be around you, Shaq. See, Shaquille O'Neal, I think he's above it. Yeah, he still gets some racism. It might be the racism that you and I get on a daily basis. Based on Shaquille O'Neal's size, he sticks out. Everybody knows Shaq is. But if Shaquille O'Neal was an average height black man or a less known black ball player, he'd be getting it too. Shaq, when have you made a sacrifice for your people? When have you got up and say, hey, I'm Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to go out here and talk about the murders of black people? No, you won't talk about it. You want to lecture another black man, I wouldn't do it this way. And then people say, and he said the same thing Obama did. And y'all was talking about Obama defending him. Nah, you go back and look, because at first I'm like, oh yeah, he did not look there, and I kept listening to it again. And he's like, well, I wouldn't do it, but he has his right. And I think after a while he will modify how he approached this. But nobody's talking about the fact that Colin said black people are being misused. Police officers are getting out. Police officers going on paid leave. Let me tell you something. If I get accused of something, a company's not going to keep me on payroll. They're going to fire me. Or they suspend me without pay. Everybody that wear a uniform or badge is not honorable. There were men and women that I served with over Iraq did questionable things and got away with it. And when you say something, they look at you as a whistleblower. Oh, you paranoid. Oh, you misinterpret. How can you misinterpret somebody getting shot down? And it's always the same motherfuckers. How many cops that complain? Look at that sister complain. She gets suspended for just complaining. She ain't make no threats. She said, if you're a racist cop, get the fuck off the apartment. She got suspended. The media didn't even cover her. Nobody talks about it anymore. How many cops have got stopped on risk? Peter Liang killed the man. The Asian community came out, pumped that black prosecutor out. And no, he gets a slap on the wrist. Pay them motherfuckers $3 or $4 million. They go niggas go somewhere and shut up. Once the tax man finished, once your lawyer finished, they ain't got shit. Is that blood money worth it? What's that brother that got choked on camera? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that got choked on camera in New York. The brother that videotaped it, he's going to jail. Nobody's speaking up for him. Why is his brother going to jail? Why not the cops that did it? So Shaq, how the fuck you gonna question somebody's patriotism? You hide behind your father. I guarantee you, if his father like, you can speak. That's what the military's for. Protect the freedom of speech. My uncles go work every day, work hard. Nobody never said they didn't work hard. We're talking about the ones who got caught doing shit, and y'all take it as a front of y'all. And people saying, well, he's rich. He grew up in a white family. He's adopted. His mother white. What the fuck that got to do with him? He still identifies as a black man. His skin tone is not pale. He still got melanin. Look at that motherfucker's hair. And then you got Shaq doing that. Well, why did you say number 4? Shaq, why you never said anything? Only time you got vocal about shit when Kobe put you on blast about fucking around your wife. You should be the last one pass judgment on somebody. You ducked and greased motherfucker, you. I can't stand Negroes like this. I'd rather deal with a white racist than to deal with a black person with self-hate issues. He ain't no different than Michael Jordan. Set his big ass, mutant ass up for all these years, and then you want to turn around, and when you get in, then you want to like, I don't want white folks to stop loving me. You're a fucking joke. For 20-something years, you've been cooning. I'm Kazam. Abracadabra. Shaq Fu. Big ass mutant want to rap. Not gonna fucking lame. People in the community like, Shaq rap? What the fuck? Him and Charles about getting on that TNT show, they coon. Two nigga coons. One light, one dark. Both overweight motherfuckers. This shit pissing me the fuck off, man. Every time you turn around, you got Jerry Rice and them. You got Cam. All these motherfuckers afraid to be black men. Odell Beckham Jr., he afraid. Leah Dunham insulted him. I don't want no problems on nobody. And we gotta come to some understanding in our community that the men are supposed to be manly men who supposed to talk all that shit, be the first ones to like, can we all just get along? You know, you the patriotism. You're a black man. No black person be running around being that kind of patriotic. When I mean that kind of patriotic symbolism, I gotta put a flag pin on my lapel. I gotta wave a flag on the 4th of July. I gotta go out here and say God bless America and put my hand over my heart. That's supposed to prove that I love America. Just by you not trying to destroy America, by you up there trying to do right by other human beings in America, by you calling out bullshit when you see it, that's the true patriotism. I've stated many times in my videos, I don't agree with homosexuality. But I've never advocated anybody going after somebody because they're gay. That's their right to choose who they want to be with. They want to get married, so be it. Yeah, I got some issues with the gay community. But when that white woman down there in Texas refused to give their life, I said, bitch, you gotta give them people they lives. A lot of people in the country say, damn, Harvey, we thought you. I said, no, I'm not unfair. I'm not a cold-hearted human being. I could be. And consider what black folks go throughout their lives. We should be the ones out here advocating for tough love. When I see people come to this country illegal, I know it's not just Hispanics. That's wrong to say just Hispanics. But I've had negative experience with Hispanics. I should be out there and be cheering the loud. Like, send the motherfuckers across the border, build a wall. I'm not doing that because I know that a lot of men and women come over and want it better. I don't like how they twist the laws to get ahead and jump leapfrog over us. See, those are the type of conversations we should be having. I don't think that there is sexism in the world. I'll be a fool says no sexism. I've seen it first. I've seen how people do it, but people want to shit on us. We can be compassionate to everybody else, even if we don't agree with them. Look how the gay community vilified the black community the last 20 years. Say we hate gays, but we the ones that welcome into the community. When they wanted to when they got into black music, which we dubbed disco, we didn't say, what the fuck do you think you doing? Waterbury. I've worked with men and women of different stripes. Yes, some of them were treacherous, and some of them were very good-hearted people. There have been people I took care of business with that tried to fuck me over, and there were people that still had my back better than my family at times. So when people sit there and try to make us out to be the villain, like, we don't have that history. And Colin didn't say he was disrespecting the veteran. For Shaq to be that stupid and say it's attack on the veterans. I got a question. Where you at when it comes down to veteran benefits? Where were you at last night when Trump and Hillary and them was having that commander-in-chief test with that fucked up interview Matt Lauer gave? I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton, but be fair. You asking about emails. Who gives a fuck? FBI, nobody charged her. They got nothing on the bitch besides that stuff that she should have been questioned on. Nobody ain't talking about it. He let Donald Trump get away with a slap on the wrist. Shaq, you the same motherfucker that went to a roast of Justin Bieber. The same little motherfucker that sung about killing black folk. Not once, but twice. You, that coon Hannibal Buress and Snoop Dogg and them, y'all have flipped on the black community. You know why y'all doing it? Obama's getting out of office. We gotta go back and kiss Master's ass, because for the last 8 years, we didn't say too much of anything, and the black community gonna want us to say something, and we're too afraid to say something, so we gotta go kiss Master's ass. I told y'all, these motherfuckers scrambling now. Either they're gonna run fully into the community, and Colin could have easily sat there and say, hey man, I'm going, fuck that, I'm getting my money, get the fuck out of here. He's donating millions of dollars. Shaq, what millions of dollars he donate? Give it. I'm gonna give $5,000. I'm gonna give $10,000. I'm gonna give $20,000. That ain't shit. this brother jersey sales went up. He said, I'm donating the money. Because people don't realize his name is on that. He get a percentage of those jersey sales as well. He's donating money. How much money has Shaq in them over the years? Like I told y'all about Michael Jordan, I said, y'all should be questioning out of all this time Jordan doing this. And Jordan didn't get this to the NWC. He gave it to the police department. Well, the police will help us. We never said they didn't. All we say is hold the ones who are committing crimes responsible. That's all we ask. We ain't asking for nothing special. But the problem is these dark-skinned Negroes or darker skinned or Negroes come with two-parent households that they're both black or single-parent household, they jealous. He was mama put him up for adoption and he was still adopted, but he still identifies as black. Hell, my mom and daddy, they didn't stay together and I was this and this. Fuck the black community. Or I come from a two-parent household, but the light-skinned half-breed dude, he more black than me. He making me look bad. That's what it is. That's all it is. 20, 30, 40 years, we're going to look back to time and say, what the fuck happened to black America? I've been telling y'all, ever since I've been making my videos, black Hollywood is dangerous. They're dangerous. And I would include everybody, politics, all in that. Michael Eric Dyson trying to get back in the good graces. The only brothers that have been consistent since 08 is Cornell and Tavis. They're the only one. Tom Jordan used to sit his old bald ass, queer ass down. He'll be out the closet if he ain't already. Steve Harvey sit his ass down. Look how Melissa Harris Perry is out there cooning. What the MSNBC said, bitch, we ain't need you like that. You just help push the agenda. Even Reverend Jackson put up there and say, I would have done it another way. Wait a minute, this is the guy that protests. That when other people, communities and demand, they let you, come on man, wait, hold on a second. Now the problem is the biracial, the so-called biracial dude. See, y'all done went this whole biracial thing the last 20 years, so y'all got to stay on that message. No, y'all pissed off that he making y'all look bad. I served in the military. I didn't take it as offensive. Now, if he starts saying I'm protesting because the Army, Marines, and Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard ain't shit, then I sit there and say, what the fuck? You ain't never served. Like when you got motherfuckers that come out here and criticize us. I get pissed off. Motherfuckers that never served telling us how the military should be or how it is. You don't know what it's like. But he didn't do that. He said, I respect the men and women uniform. He said, I just can't sit here and sing a song or pledge this something that don't represent all of us. And this flag and this stuff in this country don't represent black people. What's the first thing people say to black folk? Go to Africa. Go back to Africa. But we been alone with anybody. Our families build this country. We pay taxes in this country. Here it is. I think you're more of a patron. You say, hey, this shit ain't right. It's not fair. I mean, I agree with everything somebody say, but damn, I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody they can't do something. I mean, he going to turn around and get in front of a group of people on Fox of all places. Well, you at shit. That's the same thing white folks saying. Well, why is he saying something now? He was adopted by white people. Basically saying, nigga, you one of us. By osmosis, but you really not one of us. This is why we in the black community can never get together. We're looking for black celebrities to speak up. And well, Shaquille O'Neal was questioned. I'm Colin. I don't know about him, Harvey. I found him suspect. How many people comments I read that say he was suspect? Y'all did this Jesse Williams. Y'all didn't know he was a few months ago. Well, he got a white mother. What the hell does mama got to do with it? Man married to a black woman. A man speaking to black issues. Only thing that brought me about Jesse the wrong way, he's pandering to sisters. Stop pandering to people, male or female. But then again, nobody panders to the black man. Like I said, these guys are wimps. Shaq had no problem making fun of a disabled man 2 years ago. I said, y'all got boycott Shaq. He think he above it. He says things on the site. Think he's smarter than everybody. Watch him give an interview when he dealing with a black man, how serious he is. Watch how he make those facial expressions. This is shit that we've seen for 20-some years, and we explain it away because we don't want to go after a brother. But they have no problem throwing another brother under the bus or the community under the bus. Charles Barkley ain't lived in the black community 20, 30-some years, but they always got something to slide to say. And we just sit back like, well, you Shaq and dunk. Motherfucker can't shoot a free throw if his dick is on fire. Hateful man. You got sons. Your sons still gotta live this word. If your sons become popular and famous, then they can escape it. But they get their nigga moment, Shaq gonna be complaining. I went became a cop. I want to be a cop. Nah, you want to be you saw Luther Rigno and Eric Estrada pulling that shit, and I want to be a celebrity. You want to be a cop. You pull a Steven Seagal. Let me go out here and pretend I'm a cop. Cause you can't play. Your knees is going bad when you was in your prime and shit. Before you was in your prime. Motherfucker didn't have height. He would still be somewhere working a factory job or struggling. You motherfuckers never think about what could have been. See, that's what keep me honest. Every day you wake up is a blessing. But I would never ever sit in front of a mixed company and throw my people on the bus. That's criticism to give. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we above approach. But I want to go to a fucking news network and talk about black patriotism when a motherfucking network for 20 years have created this monster in this country, this vitriol towards us. Remember, Fox defended Zimmerman. You big ass ape looking motherfucker. Yeah, I call him a fucking ape. And I know people say, well, Harvey, you shouldn't call black men a rebel. Nah, it's different coming out of my mouth. Motherfucker be mama, my name is Shaq. I'm gonna get you in there. Motherfucker, I was in steel. I was a concern. I'm Shaq Fu. Ugly ass shoes. They couldn't sell at Foot Locker, so he got to put them in the Kmart and shit. You ain't never been that ball player. You gave big dudes who had weekend who couldn't play hope. Motherfucking talk. I can't stand Magic Johnson talk shit about black folks. You do that shit. Y'all, who the fuck are y'all trying to impress? I told y'all they have a psychological profile of these fucking court gestures, these fucking entertainers. Kerry Washington pulled that shit about the black community, homophobia. These Negroes sit back, when they get their nigga on, then they start complaining about racism. Man, you don't have no problems. You're a fucking millionaire. If Shaq don't want to ever work again, he don't have to. Motherfucking now hawking insurance. Get with the general. Gold bond. Put it on your body. Oh, you get them back pains? You know how Shaq Fu get the back pains? You fucking, I can't stand motherfuckers like Shaquille O'Neal. You been blessed and you turn around and then you shitting on the black community. So you telling the black community, I wouldn't protest nothing. My daddy, my stepdaddy, he served. Well, guess what? My father served too. My uncles and cousins. Still got family members in the military. Male and female. I served. But that don't mean I got blind patriotic. I'm patriotic to a point. But I'm not blind, flag, system blind, rockets, red glare, all that shit. My dick don't get hard for the 4th of July. My dick get hard when I can put money in my bank account. That's the kind of patriots I love. I love them dead presidents. Lincoln and Grant. I love them. They can't talk back no more. They tell you he didn't study nothing while he was in school. Or tell you he hasn't studied nothing as an adult. No black person be out here praising that shit. We know that's just a ritual that Americans go through. And that's how people try to prove people, well, y'all really patriotic. I know these songs. I know the Star Spangled. Okay, that don't mean shit. But they couldn't tell you who the president is. They couldn't tell you the branches of country. They couldn't tell you none of that shit. Remember when Jay Leno and them and Jimmy Kimmel every night ask people, who's this person? You got motherfuckers that don't even know who their senators are. They don't know who they voting for. Like Diddy. Rock the vote. You out there and you dance with Obama, and now you criticizing. Y'all trying to make black folks think Diddy out there taking Obama. Yeah, nice to be vocal when he only got 3-4 months left. Obama got to do something. He ain't got to do shit. He ain't doing nothing for us. You Negroes had a voice. You could have easily said, hey, you know what? We're gonna mobilize. Hey, Mr. President, We came out, we supported you. You know, you ignoring the black community. All we do is get lectures for these motherfuckers in front of cameras. If it ain't the president, it's one of these handkerchief head sports stars. If it ain't one of these handkerchief head actors or comedians or fashion designers. Or you know, and you sitting there as a black person like, wait a minute, we supposed to talk about respecting the community. Why should we respect y'all and y'all don't respect us? Seriously, why should we constantly respect y'all? Y'all just mad because the so-called mixed ethnicity brother, and when I say so-called, I'm using these terms that people come on with, but it got more balls and more down to the community than y'all. They making y'all look bad. That's what it is. They really making y'all look bad. See, I don't want to play into that dark-skinned people got a complex, but some of our dark-skinned brothers, they got it. Or our light-skinned brothers who still ain't light enough or figure, man, I got 2 black parents, you dumb light-skinned. Man, I wish I had a white mama or a white daddy. I really can have the best of both worlds. No, that's all it boils down to it. These motherfuckers telling themselves. But Shaq out there ashamed, hiding behind his father and his uncles. My uncles, they police officers work every day. Nobody never said they didn't go to work. Nobody's talking about them. You think that every black person criticism of law enforcement is about all police officers? We ain't stupid. There times I see a police car go through now, I'm like, thank God they in the neighborhood. It's the shit they do they ain't supposed to be doing what we have a problem with. You big 7-foot motherfucker. I mean, ooh, I can't stand these coons.